we've talked about the Democrats, the problems they're facing within the party. Republicans also have a midterm to get ready for. And while history doesn't necessarily favor the party in power in the White House, Republicans want to change that. Let's bring in Riley Rogerson from NOTUS up late with me tonight here on the Final Five. Riley, you're writing about this for NOTUS right now. What's the top line story here?
Yeah, Republicans do not want a repeat of the 2018 Trump midterms. If you recall, in 2018, Democrats flipped 41 House seats, which was many more than they needed to retake control of the House. And Republicans are going to try to do everything that they possibly can to prevent that from happening in these second Trump midterms.
Democrats up against the wall in the Senate because there were three incumbents in what you can call swing states who are vacating those seats. But this is one of those rare instances where you have a Senate majority that's actually wider than what the House majority is here.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, the House majority, Democrats only need to flip 3 seats this time to regain control. And like you noted, in the midterms, it's usually the political atmosphere is better for the party that's out of power. So Democrats have reason to think that they could do well in the House. It's a similar political landscape in that we're talking about potential health care rollbacks. We're talking about another tax package. And those are issues that Democrats ran on in 2018, and they want to recreate that magic. But Republicans, they're hoping, given it's a smaller battleground out there, less seats they're fighting over, that they can play defense and maybe even flip a couple seats in their direction.
And you know, this is one of those instances where, and we've already seen it, I think, in some of these ancillary races. For example, the Wisconsin Supreme Court race is underway. There's a lot of talk about bringing President Trump up there to campaign. And in some of these districts, when it comes time for the midterms, regardless of what happens between now and then, he's going to be incredibly popular. But as even President Biden has learned, and President Obama, you know, that a presidential endorsement doesn't always mean victory.
Totally. And that is something that really surprised me in my reporting. I asked Republicans, are you expecting for, President Trump to come out on the campaign trail? Is that going to help you guys? It might not have helped in 2018. And they're really bullish on him going out to these districts and juicing turnout. They think he can really motivate the base. And of course, midterm elections typically have less turnout than a general election. So they really are excited about getting him out there. We'll see how that plays in some of these vulnerable districts, though.
So I'm thinking back to, and granted, at this point, it feels like forever ago because it probably was, 2009, 2010, President Obama in office. He's trying to push through the healthcare reform. There were these town halls, very angry town halls in Democratic districts that gave rise to the Tea Party movement, that also gave rise to President Obama losing those majorities in the House and Senate. Now we have these town halls right now in Republican districts. The head of the Republican campaign committee in the House, Richard Hudson of North Carolina, went so far as telling some of these members, look, you don't have to do these town halls because the optics aren't great here. He's running the show when it comes time to getting these Republicans elected. So what's his message now for the members of his party?
You're exactly right in that he's instructed them not to do these town halls and encouraged them to do tele-town halls. We've seen in a couple of cases that members are kind of restricting who has access to those, making sure that they're constituents. So we'll see how this town hall issue plays. You're exactly right that this is something that's mattered in midterms previously, but we are in March 2025 talking about how this is all going to play out in 2026. And I had a source make a good point to me that at this point in 2022, yet another midterm, the Dobbs decision hadn't even happened yet, which of course, restricted abortion rights in the country and helped Democrats stave off a red wave that Republicans were counting on. So it's still early. Right now, I think Democrats are excited about the grassroots enthusiasm at town halls, and we'll see if they keep it up going into 2026.
I just want to get, before I let you go, I want to get your perspective as somebody, you mentioned talking to sources, and when you ask them, when you're asking them to look ahead to 2026, is it sort of like a sign, like, all right, I know we got to talk about this, or do you get the sense that they're enthusiastic about talking about this?
They're actually really enthusiastic. I thought I was going to get a lot of eye rolls too. And with Congress out, this is a natural thing for reporters to start asking about is what are you doing back home in your district? But people are really excited. Part of the genesis for my reporting was the NRCC, which is the House Republicans campaign arm, put out a list of targets. They put out 26 Democrat-held districts that they want to flip. So they're already off to the races. The DCCC is boasting that they raised, I think, 11 million and change in February. The NRCC has raised 9 million plus. So they're ready, they're jumping in, and they're willing to talk about it.
You can read more on Riley's reporting from NOTUS. Riley, good to see you again. Have a great weekend.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
And your Final Five is back after this.